Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is my first multiplayer commentary coming to you. And before I get started into this commentary, I wanted to go ahead and go over what I have planned. I'm going to continue to do some breakdowns of the game, but I'm going to start looking at the armies and different makeups that you can do in multiplayer and how to understand the different infantry. I've already written up all of the statistics on what every unit is good at, and then I'm going to go ahead and do a video that should be my next video to come out, is a video on what each unit should be used for, what it's designed for, and how to use them and how not to use them. But what I want to touch on today in this replay is understanding that phalanx is still spear infantry, and spear infantry do not do well against swordsmen. So I'm going to go ahead and slow it down here so you guys can understand what I'm going at. The beginning is a little slow, but some maneuvering goes on. But so my general makeup is I got two noble blood cavalry here, two hoplites to support on the side for some anti-cavalry spears. I got 4 slingers in the front, 3 of my bronze shield heavy pikemen. And then behind them, I have some Pontic swordsmen, which I believe are very heavy melee infantry. I got my general in the center here, and this is just going to make up my general body. I figured if everything else fails on the infantry front, I will have worn him down with my bronze shield pikemen being heavy pikemen, and then I can go ahead and bring in my infantry. So then I got the same thing on this other flank, some hoplites and some noble cavalry. Let's go and speed back up. And then over here on his side, he has some horse skirmishers, and then he's got some companion cavalry. His entire body is made up of some archers. He's got some thorax pikemen, which aren't super strong. They says very heavy pike infantry, but you'll see that they actually go down pretty easily. And then he's got some hoplites as his backup, which is his main army. He's got his companion cavalry general here, and he's got some companion, and I think a citizen cavalry here on his other flank. So again, what I want to touch on mainly here is to understand that you notice that he's brought all spear infantry. He has nothing but spear infantry. So if all else fails, he can be assured he can do well against my cavalry, but that's about it. So as the battle starts here, I go ahead and I start realizing I want to win this flank battle if I can. I decide I want to see if I can squish them together. My general's cavalry is actually shock cavalry, so I figure if I can get a good shock charge after I blobbed him up, that'd be good. But I decide, after seeing his cavalry move, well, if he's not going to move him back, I can either juke him out and I can secure this flank for my own, which ends up happening, or I can end up just trying to lock him back down, and I think I can secure it if I can get my spear infantry in. I really know that my strongest part of my army, though, is going to be my infantry. My infantry is going to be the strongest part of my army because of the fact that I have my Pontic swordsmen, which are very heavy infantry, and the fact that he has all spear. So I move up my hoplites on the side again. I'm trying to... They're good for outmaneuvering. They're good flanking forces. They'll do good against other spear units, even other sword units in the sense of a flank. They'll hold their own for a while. At the very least, they're going against other sword units, but luckily I don't have to deal with it here. I forgot to move my eastern slingers up. They weren't part of the control group that I did, so, you know, they ended up just staying back, but it's okay. They ended up moving up in time. So over here, I actually charged one of the cavalry units, and they lost 3 guys, and I lost half, and I'm the one that got the charge off. You know, they took a couple javelins, but it's just ridiculous. I run right into stable cavalry, and I lose half of mine. So you'll see here, I just turn around to try to like meet them. But they started going down pretty quickly here, and he's quickly going to out cav maneuver. But I will already have my hoplites in position. These guys are definitely within range to secure. I do a really bad microwing job here, and you'll see that they'll take some losses. Luckily, it wasn't too big of a deal, but you know, everything counts. So I bring him in. I try to get a nice, you know, rear charge on him. Again, you know, my guys are supposed to be shock cavalry, and they're not doing such a great job at holding themselves. I bring my spears, my hoplites in here, and I'm just going to try to control this. And honestly, if it wasn't for the hoplites, I would have lost this flank. I'm still trying to learn exactly how best to use my cavalry. But luckily, again, I'm supporting it with my hoplites. And you'll see here they're going to start, he's going to bring in some of his cavalry to charge. I'll envelop them with my hoplites, and then I'll be able to hold them back up here. So I bring up slingers, and my slingers have a massive advantage of range on these archers. Now, on top of that, they're going to do consistent damage against the heavy infantry. I'm going to start microing my own cavalry back around here to try to just kind of throw him off balance. If I can, I'll get a quick, micro strike on his companion cavalry general here and maybe even kill him. And going back to my other flank, this is where all the battle's really going on right now. You can see right as I get my hoplites in, look at how good they are. Boom. 2 wavering right here. He has 4 cavalry. I have 1 no blood cavalry barely holding on, and 1 hoplite unit, and I just start breaking it up. You can just see they're already, they're just going to town. And all it took for me is I took these hoplite units. The skirmishers have barely even touched them, or haven't even really touched them because they're so spread out in their heavy infantry. And you'll see the hoplites just turned this battle for me. I should have lost this flank, but because I used that spear infantry to support, I did pretty well. Now on the back of his lines, you can see I have 2 cavalry, which are basically untouched. I lost 7 here, but I charged this general, and I got 15, so it's a pretty good trade-off. And so I'm just trying to micro them away. I know if I can keep them away, then I can keep away some of his hoplites, and I can, again, strengthen my center position, which I already know is my advantage. I bring my hoplites out to the side here. I don't remember exactly why I did it. I think I was afraid of cavalry attacks at the time. I just forgot, and I microed them. I actually forgot to move them later on in the match because I was so busy trying to micro so much stuff. You see, I kind of get them away, and then I kind of, I'm doing so much stuff at once. So he's going to start trying to maneuver his thorax pikemen to get its best possible. I start moving my Pontic swordsmen to the side here to try to try to flank if I can. But again, I already know I'm probably going to win these sword fights. So I go ahead and I kind of get into an engagement here again with his general. His general, I don't remember, I think I ended up killing most of his general here. But again, so I kind of splay them out incorrectly. I'm having a hard time microing these units properly. I kind of just throw them in. But again, they're heavy melee infantry. My micro's a little bit off. So I take what's left of my cavalry here and run off their horses, his horse skirmishers, and bring my hoplites in for that extra support. Again, I haven't even bothered to move these hoplites here. I did a very bad job microing here, and he gets a clear advantage off. But you can notice that I'm already still now pushing in to his guys. And my guys they just got flanked, and they're just doing a terrible job. Right here, you can see, look how bad the formation is already. My guys are well in there. This is what I mean, that pikemen just aren't going to do good against the swordsman. So I might have had a loss because, again, he got a lucky flank on this side as my macro was off. But I will still end up turning this flank around once I can just get in there and stop them from just constantly jabbing me. And I get a nice, sweet charge off here in the center on these almost, these already wavering units. Just, bam, just gone. They're done. They're out. And like I said, look at this. I have these very heavy infantry, and they just decimated his infantry line. I knew the battle was mine. So I'm going to go ahead and reinforce my line here with some hoplites that I had from the flank. I'm bringing in my pike infantry to swallow these up. I already know I own this side. And even though he got the 2 flanks, look what happened. He routed one of my guys. I was able to bring those some extra cavalry that I had in, slammed him in the back, routed those guys, and then these guys were able to turn around, and I still got 70. And he lost, he's down to 46. And that was when they got flanked. So there's that advantage again I'm talking about. So right now, this is my game to lose. There's really should be no way that I can lose this game. He's got 1 thing of archers, and I've already called my cavalry back because he's basically forgot about his horse skirmishers. And I call them on to do his archers. I make a misclick, but I eventually correct him to go back to the archers. So I know they're done. And I bring forward my slingers. And this is where I want to also show the advantage of the slingers. You'll see the slingers start to rail into him here. And my slingers don't even have I'm not using their buff yet. Again, I forgot to use some of this. And you just hear them tinking off, but look how many guys they're bringing down. These guys are just chucking rocks. They chuck very fast, and they do a fair amount of damage. And this is the advantage you have over archers, because they actually can still pierce armor. I ended up not even having to worry about these guys. They just, because of their whole army being broken already, and the fact that they've already lost pretty much a third of their forces at this point, to just my slingers, they're gone. And so I kind of finish up here with my cavalry. He ends up leaving soon after. So again, I think this is a really good illustration of trying to understand that phalanx is still spear infantry, and if played correctly, you can use swordsmen to absolutely demolish them. Again, I'm trying to show different kinds of armies. I feel like this is relatively balanced. You want to always try to make sure that you have some kind of support for your flanks. Even if you end up winning the cav charge, that support could always be used again for a good envelopment. So there's some good tips in here, I think, to some new players out there. But again, I'm still learning the game myself, trying to get used to some of that different charge mechanics and stuff. But I want to give a quick shout out to Deal. His team name was Deal. He did a very good job of fighting, and you know, congrats to you. I really appreciate you being such a good sport. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.